Good morning students. Once again welcome back to Computer Science class. Today here I am going to explain a new topic, that is developing a program. Means when you are writing a program, when you are creating a new program, what steps you need to follow. Means what is the procedure. Okay, so that procedure consists of different steps. Today I will explain what are those different steps, and how to write a program. When you are writing a program, what is the procedure? Okay, what is the step-by-step process? That we'll discuss today. Okay, so when you are developing a program, actually what is a program? Program is a set of instructions. Set of instructions given to a computer in order to perform a specific task. Okay, what is a program? Program is a set of instructions given by the user. Who will give the instructions? User. Okay, to whom will give? To computer in order to perform a specific task. Okay, so when you are writing a program, you need to follow different types of steps. Okay, different steps we have. According to that steps only, you need to write the program. Clear? Now we'll discuss that steps. Here we have 7 steps where you need to follow while writing a program. First one is a definition of the problem. Definition of the problem, design of the problem, code of the program, test the program, documentation of program, implementation of the program, maintenance of the program. Okay, you take screenshot of this. I will explain each and every point here. Okay, you take screenshot of this. Now, here we will discuss each and every point. Definition of the problem. Definition of the problem is the first step. Actually, what is the definition of the problem is when you are writing a program. For a specific purpose, we will write the program. Example, I want to write a program for calculating sum of 2 numbers. Then, C equals to A plus B. This is the actual instructions, and it contains what is the expected output. What is the expected output here? Sum of 2 numbers. So this is nothing but defining a problem. What is your problem? I want sum of 2 numbers. So in defining a problem, while defining a problem, you need to give information about what inputs are available and what type of output you are expecting. Okay, so that is nothing but defining a problem. Clear? Means for what purpose you are writing a program, that is nothing but defining a problem. Clear all of you? So when you are giving information about output, means what type of output you are expecting, you need to give a available input information also. That information you will get inside a definition of the problem. Complete definition of the problem you should give. Expected output and what are the available inputs. Clear? Now, after that, the next one is a design of the problem. So when you have given a definition of the problem, what you are expecting from a system. Okay, what you are expecting from a program. When you have given that output information, the next step is designing of the problem. Designing of the problem means here we design a algorithm for the program. Means here we'll give the step-by-step procedure how to get the required output. Complete path will give. Okay, so whatever definition you have given, whatever problem you have in the first step, in the second step what we'll do is we'll give the algorithm. Okay, different types of algorithm I have explained. Pseudocode, step-by-step form, flowchart. Example, in the previous example, what definition I have given? C equals to A plus B. So in order to get this required output, what is the procedure? That procedure you can give a pictorially using any algorithm you can follow. Okay, here I am explaining with the flowchart. First one is a start, next input. What are the input here? Example, A equals to 10, B equals to 20. Next, what output you will get? C equals to A plus B. Next, stop. So in the first step, we'll give the requirement. In the second step, to get that output, procedure you should give. That procedure, to give that procedure, you can follow any type of algorithm. So here I have given example using a flowchart. Okay, see example, you are constructing a building. When you are constructing a building, actually how you want the building? First we will give the information, that is nothing but the definition of the problem. After giving a requirement, after gathering the requirement, what we'll do, we'll design the plan for the building. That is the second step. Okay, imagine here we are constructing a building except this program. What you think is, whatever you're doing, it is nothing but the building. So when you are constructing a building, first what we'll do, we'll gather the information, how many rooms you want, that all. So based on that, in the second step, we'll design the plan. That plan will come under the second step, design of the problem. In the design of the problem, we'll give what will give, pictorial data flow will give, pictorial presentation will give. It is also called as a conceptual method. Clear? In the first step, what are the requirement? What output you are expecting from a program, that information will give inside the definition step. In the second step, whatever requirements you have given in the first step, based on that, we'll design one plan. Okay, we'll design one algorithm. That is the second step. Okay, now come to the third one. And the third step, what I have given, code the program. Example, this is the second step. In the first step, what I have given, C equals to A plus B. This is the first step. This is step 1. This is step 2. Next comes the step 3. So whatever requirements you have given in the first step, based on that, we'll give the model in the second step. Whatever model you have given, based on that, we'll write the program in the third step. Okay, that is nothing but the code. So in order to write the program, you can use any high level languages like C, C++, Java, that type of programming you can use. So here under third step, code the program. Coding is nothing but the writing a program. So in order to write a program, you can use any programming language. So here, for this I will write the program using #include. This is a simple step. You no need to write. I'm explaining this. I'm writing a C programming, a.c. So here, example, int main you need to give a equals to 10. See, is a main function. A equals to int a equals to 10, b equals to 20, c equals to a plus b. Printf percentage c. Simple program to calculate sum of two numbers here. Okay. So int a equals to 10, b equals to 20, c equals to a plus b. A and b are called as the input and c is called as the output. Okay. Understood? And next I am printing that c on the monitor. On the terminal I am printing. And this is the coding. So based on the step 1, I have created the model. Based on this model, I have written the code, programming I have written. So this is the third step. Here I have used C programming. If you want, you can use C++, Java also you can use. Only the thing is the procedure. First one, requirement. What the user is expecting. Okay, for what purpose you are writing a program. There is nothing but the definition of the program. So whatever requirement you have given in the first step, based on that, we will design the model in the second step. Next, based on that model, we will write the program in the third step. Clear? That is the third step. Third step, what it is? Code the program. Coding is nothing but the writing a program. Okay, in order to write a program, we can use different types of programming languages. Using a different types of programming languages, we'll convert this conceptual method into a programming language. Okay, we'll write the program. We'll convert this into a program. Clear? Now come to the fourth one. What is the fourth one? Test the program. Test the program means, example, in the last class I have explained compilation and the linking. Actually, what is the compilation? Whenever you write the program, we'll compile. Why we compile? We'll compile the program in order to check whether there is any error in the program or not. Means the program is designed according to the syntaxes of the program. Syntaxes means vocabulary, grammar, I said. So whenever you are writing a program, that program should be according to that programming language vocabulary. That vocabulary is called as a syntax. So whatever program the user has written, that program is according to the programming rules or not. First you have to check. So that are called as a syntax. Means whatever program the user has written, whatever program you have written, that program is according to the programming vocabulary or not. Okay, if it is not, you will get an error. Okay, if your program is not designed according to that programming language rules, then you will get an error. That error is called as a bug, B-U-G, bug. Okay, so checking that error. means checking that errors in the program is called as a debugging. So in the fourth step, what we'll do is we'll test the program. Test the program means we'll compile the program, means if there is any error in the program or not. These are called as the syntactical errors. If there is any error in the program or not, we'll check in the fourth step. If there is any error in the program, that we'll find out and we'll give the appropriate correction in the program. That is different. But what is the main use of this fourth step? Whatever program you have written, that program is designed according to that programming rule or not. If your program is designed according to your rule, that is correct. There is no error in that program. But if your program is not designed according to that program, then you will get an error. Checking that error, checking process is called as a debugging. Okay, what is a debugging? It is a process of checking whether there is an error in the program or not. If there is any error in the program, then we should inform the user, means the compiler will inform the user that so and so error is there in the program. Clear? So in the fourth step, what we are doing, whatever program the user has written, that program is testing with the rules of the programming language, in which language you have written the program. Clear? That is the fourth step. Now come to the fifth step, documentation. Documentation is nothing but it is the writing part. Okay, whatever procedure you have followed, what is the definition of the program, and what are the inputs, what is the expected output, what procedure you have followed, and what is the logic of the program. Everything you need to explain in a paper. It is a hard copy of the program. Clear? Whatever program you have written, that is a soft copy. And explanation of each and every step you should write in the separate paper or separate document. That is called as a documentation. Your program is a soft copy, and that explanation where you have written, that is called as a hard copy. Clear? So for every program, for each and every program, each and every step, you need to explain. That explanation process is called as a documentation. So when you are writing a program, for each and every step, there should be a documentation. Okay, means it will give the clear picture of your programming, means what is going on inside the program, what is the purpose of the program, what is the logic of the program, how many inputs you have used, what is the expected output. Everything you should mention inside the documentation. That is the fifth step, documentation. Each and every step clearly you should explain in the documentation. Everything. Okay. Now come to the implementation. Implementation is the next step actually. What is the implementation? Whatever program you have written, whatever program you have designed, that should be installed in your system. Okay. Installed in your system, and that will be tested if it is working properly or not. Okay, and if that software is designed for only the one organization, that is installed in that organization and that will be tested. Installation. Example, if that software is not designed for some particular organization and that software is designed for a commercial purpose to sold, then what happened? According to the manufacturer, according to the designer who has designed that program, according to that person instructions, the software is installed in your system. Okay, that is the next step. The last one is a maintenance. Maintenance means, see, example, I have installed in my organization. I have one software is there that is installed in my organization. After installing that software or that program inside my system, it is installed. But after few days, some errors are there, and I want to update that program. Okay, I want to add some more features. I want to update. So what you have to do, again you need to start from the first step. Clear? Means that is a maintenance. Continuous, if the user want to make any changes in an existing program, the user can make. That will come under the maintenance. Clear all of you? So this is about the developing a program. So when you are writing a simple program also, you need to follow this procedure. It's very, very, very important because from next class onwards, we are going to start a program. So when you are writing a program, what is the procedure? What you have to do? That is nothing but the developing a program. So developing a program consists of 7 steps. Okay, what is the first one? Defining a problem. And in defining a problem, what we'll do? Actually, for what purpose you are writing a program? Okay, so when you are writing a program, you need to give a clear information about what inputs you have and what output you are expecting. That is nothing but the defining a problem. So after defining a problem, what is the next step? It is a conceptual method. Whatever problem you have, to solve that problem, you need to give the step-by-step procedure by using an algorithm. What is an algorithm? How many types of algorithms we have already been discussed. Okay. So after designing an algorithm, after giving a pictorial presentation, what is the next step? You need to convert that pictorial presentation into a programming. That is called as a coding. Writing a program. To write a program, you can use any high-level languages. Right? Next, after writing the program, I want to check whether there is an error in the program or not. Okay, that is a testing process. So in a testing process, whatever program you have written, that program is verified, tested according to the programming language in which program you have written the program. In which language you have written the program. If there is an error, that information is given to the user and appropriate solution is given. Okay. Next, after testing the program, if there is no error in the program, then what happened? You need to implement, you need to load that program in the system. That is nothing but the implementation. So implementation also, there are 2 types. If the program is implemented for only one organization, directly will install. But if you have designed that program for a commercial purpose, for multiple organizations, then according to the programmer rules, that program should be installed in the system. The last one is the maintenance. After loading your system, after loading a program in your organization, if it required any modification or you are adding anything to that existing system, that should be maintained. Okay, so this is about your developing a program steps. Now, I will explain with practical. I will explain now. 7 steps we have now. That 7 steps I will explain. Step 1. Step 1 is what actually define the problem. Define the problem. So here actually what I said, for what purpose you are writing a program, that you need to give here. Okay. So here I want sum of 2 numbers. Sum of 2 numbers. And available input is input A, B. Now expected output, what you are expecting? C equals to A plus B. This is first step. Second step, what we are doing in the step 2, you are giving a step-by-step procedure. You need to design an algorithm. So algorithm also I have explained already. Start. What is the next one? Input. Input A comma B. Next, output C equals to A plus B and printing also. Print C value. Next one is stop. Over. This is the second step. Now come to the third one. Step 3. In step 3, what I said? Coding I said. You need to write the program. So it is a simple C programming I am writing here. I should include xpdio.h. All these points later I will explain. Just the time being you try to concentrate. Void main int A equals to 10, B equals to 20. These two are called as the input values. And output equals to C equals to A plus B. Means these two are integers. That is why here I have given data type. This is called as a data type. Means what type of value you are going to store in that particular variable. Next, after that, I am printing this. printf %d C. Now close up this. This is the programming. Clear? Now come to the fourth step. Fourth step is what? Testing. Testing the program. Here I am checking according to C programming rules, this program is designed or not. Example, here I have not given a semicolon. Example, imagine. So what here I have not given semicolon means it will give the error. What error it will give? Semicolon missing it will give. Semicolon missing. This is the testing. See if there is any error in the program in the third step. That information you will get in the fourth step. That is called as a testing. In the testing what we'll do, whatever program you have written, that program is according to that programming language vocabulary or not. If it is not, you will get an error. Finding error is nothing but the debugging. Clear? Now, after testing over, after what is the next one? After testing, what is the next step, Amma? After testing, implementation. You need to implement that program. Sorry, documentation after that. Documentation. In a documentation, what we'll do, what input you have used, what output used, okay, what is the logic, that will write everything. Okay, it is a writing part. It is a programming. This will execute inside the system, and this is a writing part that will write in a hard copy. Next, step 5. Step 6 is nothing but the implementation. Step 6, implementation. Here what we'll do, we'll run the program. Okay, means we'll get expected output or not. Okay, that is the implementation. After that, example, here C equals to maintenance. The last step is the maintenance. Maintenance means if you want to change anything, that is nothing but updates. If you want to update existing content. Example, here I want to change the definition, like a C, instead of the C equals to A plus B, I want to give C equals to A minus B. C equals to A minus B. Same programming is there. Just you will get a different output. I am changing. Or if you are changing, example, you are changing the A value, B value, instead of A equals to 10, B equals to 20. I am giving 20 and 30. If you are changing anything, again you need to update everything. That is called as a maintenance. Okay, so these are the simple steps when you are developing a program. What is the procedure? What steps you need to follow? First one is the definition of the problem. The second one is design of the problem. That is nothing but the conceptual method, presentation, algorithms you need to design. Third one, what we'll do? We'll write the program. The fourth one, what we'll do? We'll test the program if there is any error in the program or not. In the fifth one, documentation. Whatever you did, physically we'll write on the paper. That is a documentation. The sixth one is the implementation. We'll execute that program. We are getting expected output or not, we'll check. The seventh one, maintenance. If any modifications are there, again will come from the beginning. So these are the steps you need to follow when you are writing a program. I hope you all understood. We'll continue SDLC in the next class. Thank you.